So this week we celebrated 3 years of officially being together, and so we decided to take a day trip to Vermont to celebrate. And while we were doing that, it made us think back to 5 of our funniest moments together, like my Tina Fey moment, when I barked at him, our epic fail at our first married Valentine's Day, and more. And we wanted to share those with you guys today, along with an impromptu new funniest moment that we made in Vermont that day.
So one day on our honeymoon, we rented this tiny boat. It's like probably 8 feet long, and it just had this tiny motor on the end. So it was like a little dinghy. I started turning it to make the motor go, and it wasn't going, and it wasn't going, so I turned it a little more, and then we like shoot off.
We went so fast.
Tiffany's hat.
I had bought this like really cool new hat with a wide brim. I
like
just bought it.
5 minutes before.
5 minutes before, so I wouldn't get burned on the boat.
Blows off.
Right
as we
the
go
ocean.
zipping off. Starts to sink. So
I was like, my hat!
I'm trying to slow this boat down, turn the boat around, go back to where the hat is, not get the hat tangled up in the motor.
And I didn't want to jump in and get my hair wet, so he does all this, and then he jumps in.
Jumps in,
and
rescue
gets my
the hat.
hat.
Rescue the hat.
And then has
get
to
back into the
figure
boat.
out how to get back in the boat.
Didn't tip it over either. It was a big accomplishment.
And then I wore my slopping wet hat the rest of the time, and I did not get sunburned on my head.
And James did on the Isle of Portugal.
So one of the first times I ever went over to Tiffany's house, I think this was even before we were officially dating.
Yeah, that's true.
Came over after church. Tiffany was like, hey, would you like anything to eat? And I was like, sure. She's like, I can make you an egg. I was like, yeah, I like eggs.
I did
go
not
for
cook
an egg.
at this time, like at all.
I had no idea though. I assumed that she knew how to cook. So she started making me this egg on the griddle, like one of those big griddles that fits over 2 burners. It's just like a big slab of cast iron.
And all of a sudden, I'm cooking the egg, and it just starts, like, griddle's crooked, but I didn't realize it, and the egg starts sliding off. And, like, the handles aren't quite high enough, the edge, to keep the egg, so the egg's about to, like, go all over the stove. And I'm, like, it's just sliding, and I'm just, like, scrambling, no pun intended, to, like, get it back up. And I'm like, Dad, save the egg, Dad, help me.
Yeah, so Tiffany just does, like, an abort. She's like, Dad, you gotta finish this egg. And so Tiffany's dad
cooked him his first meal from me. You're welcome.
So then, because of that and some other experiences, we figured that when we got married,
He would do all the cooking.
Tiffany would
I
not
wouldn't
cook.
do any of it.
Yeah.
Turns out, though.
I've made like 6 meals since we've gotten married.
Yeah.
Tiffany just, I think it's the planning part. She likes to
love
plan.
planning
She
meals.
loves planning. She's
Come on.
really good too. It tastes great.
So this story is one of my favorites.
Yeah, Tiffany usually likes to tell me when we're driving if she thinks I'm doing something unsafe. So she'll be like, watch out. Hey, there's a car. This car's slowing down.
I'm getting a lot better at it, though. I've really been working hard at, like, not saying
But
as
back
much.
when this happened, she was pretty aggressive.
I was all the time worst backseat driver
So we had just turned a corner at a traffic light near our house, and all of a sudden the car in front of us starts braking for a yellow light. And I see this, and I'm starting to go slowing down, but Tiffany wants to make sure I
it
let
going slower. I didn't think he saw it. I didn't think he saw the car.
Whatever. We still disagree on this. But anyway, I don't know if she was breathing in a weird way, but instead of saying,
Hyperventilating.
watch out for the car, she said, "Burp, burp, burp."
It was like, "Arr, arr, arr." I literally
barking.
barked at him.
Barking.
I barked at him to get him to
Barking.
stop. It was so funny. Speaking of funny stories, guys, we just ran out of gas.
In the middle of Vermont.
And no cell service. This has never happened to me. I've never run out of gas.
Me neither.
When did our light come on?
I didn't think it was that long ago.
That's so weird.
Hey, look, here it is. I think I see some pumps.
Please let this place be open, God. The guy was so gracious. Thankfully he was still here even though it closed 2 hours ago, and he's like, let me get you a can, I'll turn on my pump, I'll wait here till you get your car back here and fill it up. And now this very sweet lady is letting us sit in the back of her pickup truck and driving us to where we need to go.
Is this white car just to the right?
I just pour it like
Yep.
regular.
Yep. Just pour it in. Maybe a little less than a gallon.
This is hilarious.
Is it working?
Yeah,
Is it going in?
It's going in.
All right. Let's see if it starts.
Oh, thank God.
All right. My gas light is still on.
Yeah, it is.
Just gonna make it.
Quarter mile up the road. Thank God, it was so close.
I know.
We tried to give the guy a really nice tip, but he wouldn't take it. It was very, very kind of him to let us do that. It was so weird because our gas light just came on like 5 miles ago. And we always drive it like up to 30 miles after the light comes on and it's fine. And this time it just literally stopped accelerating.
I think so. We were driving in heavy sunlight, so maybe I didn't see it because of the reflection.
That makes sense, yeah. Welcome to Life with James and Tiffany. So, we were watching 30 Rock. And in 30 Rock, there's this one scene when Tina Fey goes to pick somebody up at the airport and she goes to the wrong airport in DC. Because there's 2 airports in DC.
Well, in New York City.
New York City. Yeah. And so we're watching this and we're like laughing. We're like, only Tina Fey.
How could that
funny.
ever happen in real life? A few weeks later, I'm flying back from a business trip and meeting Tiffany in Washington, D.C. And we're going to hang out with our friends for the weekend. Yeah. We're really excited. So Tiffany drives down, meets up with our friends. They're going to come get me at the airport. She texts me just before my flight leaves and like, hey, just remind me we're at airport. And I'm like, DCA airport.
I thought it was, what one did I even think it was?
Well, you think DCA means Dulles.
Yes, that's what it was.
The call letters for Dulles are IAD.
Makes no sense.
Doesn't make any sense.
So really,
and Ronald Reagan Airport is DCA.
Yeah.
Weird. So I write DCA, figuring it's an airport code. There's only one airport code.
So I show up that night at Dulles. And we're like driving around. I'm like, where are you? He tells us, we're like, I don't think that terminal number's here, but maybe you mean this one. So I go inside, I'm walking all over. I'm like, okay, I'm by the baggage claim number, this, in this terminal.
And so I walk to I'm like, well, that baggage claim number's at the next terminal. So I walk to the next terminal. We're on the phone the whole time.
For like 20
minutes. I get there, and I'm like, here I am at number 47.
And I'm looking all over. I'm like, where are you?
I don't know who's like, and what airport are you at?
I was like, DCA, Dulles. And he's like, that's not DCA. So then we had to drive 30 minutes to the other airport, and I felt so bad. I almost cried the whole time because I missed him so much. And I was so like,
funny. Only to Tina Fey and
Tiffany. So another of our favorite moments was Valentine's Day, our first married Valentine's Day. So we were on a speaking tour and I had a speech in Indiana and then he had a client meeting in Indiana. So we decided to go to a bed and breakfast between the two. So it was in like the middle of nowhere, Indiana. So it's called Indiana Beach and apparently it's like a bump in place in the summer. So first of all, it's like February, it's freezing cold, there's so much snow on the ground. And we decide like we really want to walk around somewhere to get out of the house. So we go to walk outside and it's so cold that within 5 minutes, I'm like, I can't even walk outside. So there's a grocery store and we went and took our walk through the grocery store. We power walked up and down every aisle multiple times and that was our exercise.
Except for the liquor aisle. Because it was Sunday, it was cordoned off. No liquor sales on Sunday in Indiana.
No sales on Sunday. So that was mishap number 1, but it was funny. So the second thing that happened was we wanted to go out to a fancy dinner. There was nothing there that was open that time of year that had gluten-free food except for Pizza Hut. So our first married Valentine's Day dinner was at Pizza Hut. And then, just to top the night off, we get home, we get in our jacuzzi for a very romantic evening, and we get out, and we get in bed, and all of a sudden, there's this knock on the door, and we're like, seriously? So we just ignored it at first. We're like, who is knocking on our door right now?
It's 10:30 at night.
Yeah, so then we sounded again, and the owner's like, so your jacuzzi is leaking all into the room below yours, and I need to come in and fix it right now. We were like, seriously?
Unbelievable.
So I'm like hiding under the covers and James goes and gets the door and the guy comes in and starts trying to fix it. He's only thankfully in there for like 5 to 10 minutes. Then he was like, well, it stopped leaking, I'll fix it the rest of the way tomorrow. But that was our first married Valentine's Day. Pretty memorable. We had nowhere to go but up.
Yes.
So this year for our second married Valentine's Day, we went to Pensacola Beach. Real quick, before I go to bed, I just have to show you the really cute outfit I got at the Loft Outlets in Manchester, Vermont today. I love it. So this is my new outfit. I love it! And we got a housewarming gift for my sister because she just moved into a new apartment. And check this out, she loves cheese. So this is a cheese cutting board that looks like cheese and it has a mouse knife. Isn't that amazing? Thank you guys for sharing our stories with us today. I hope they entertained you like they entertained us. So love you all and I'll see you Tuesday. Bye.